Hey there, welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits, coming to you from Ella's Recycle Garage, sunny Santa Cruz. Lovely sunny day today. And we have an action-packed show. You'll notice, of course, Liza still isn't here, but I believe this is the last show that we will be doing without her.
Yeah, and I got a text from her this morning.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah.
Well, hang on, we're going to come to that.
Okay.
So let's figure out who is dans la studio this evening. I am Miss Emma. Hello, darlings. It's lovely to be here. On the board, as always, but not boring.
Stumpalicious.
It's Stumpy John.
I like that. It sounds like a candy flavor down at the Mexican store.
Oh, it's a candy flavor.
Yeah.
What, Stumpalicious?
Yeah.
Good God. The mind boggles.
It's Melissa's favorite taste.
I'll bet it is.
Favorite of lumberjacks.
It is the taste that torments
Lumberjacks
her.
and tree
Taste of
cutters worldwide.
Oh, God almighty.
Taste
We're
of
not
sweaty
even-
Italian.
We're not even 2 minutes into the
Sweaty Italian.
show yet. However, sitting next to me on El Classy Girl couch, it's Doug.
I am present.
You are present. You are present and accounted for. Tra-la-la. Sitting in his usual sport by the open window, which is a very smart place to be.
Because he farts.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Naked Jim.
Yes. Hey, what's happening? Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm happy that you're here too.
Peace, living dirt bikes.
Finally, and by no means leastly, coming to us from his shirk shop in Venetia Blinds, Oregon.
Live and direct.
It is live and direct. It's the Bagel. Oh, you've locked up again. You know,
Womp womp.
clearly.
That's not me.
No,
Yeah.
it's us.
Is it us?
Yeah.
Oh no. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Bagel, I'm going to turn the video off. Maybe that'll help.
I was about to
Right.
say some very disparaging things about internet connection in rural Oregon, and it's internet connection in suburban Santa Cruz that's the problem. Yeah, tra-la-la, Bagel. So anyway, we've got a lovely show for you this evening. Let's start off with that. You got a text from Liza.
I did. She said...
Well, share, darling, because we're
I
all
will.
we're all with bated breath.
I'm waiting for her never to come back. I think it could be I sell the house, sell the bikes,
I
keep the
could
cat. I'm
definitely
never
see
coming
that.
home.
Well, it's a simple text. She said the trip was over, so they were headed back to Islamabad today. She said the 26 Band-Aids were issued, so they had
Whoa.
26 crashes.
Blimey.
And no hospital visits, which is good. And 5 riders tapped out and were riding in trucks.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Wow.
sounds like they had a good time. Not
Like-
for lack of effort. That's for
Exactly.
sure.
Pushing it.
So I guess she's going to be back midweek. Do we know?
I would have thought.
Yeah.
I don't. I
Wasn't
mean,
she just lecturing you about riding crazy in
She
Pakistan?
was. Yeah, of course.
And how many crashes did you guys have? Like 5?
well, to be fair,
Maybe more.
You might have had more than that.
well, no, I think no hospitalization is telling here, but
Yeah.
5 are in the van.
Yeah. It's, those last couple days are rough. And
they
especially because when you're headed back into Islamabad, you ride on these roads that are super slick. And you're just, by that time, you're just,
And they've been gone for a while. How many?
well, it's basically 2
Couple
weeks
of
on the
weeks,
road.
yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. So,
It,
Well-
it wears you out.
Good stories, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. And we will probably be devoting probably 2
Right.
shows dedicated to a ride report because Pakistan is like that. So what did we do today? We fixed some bikes. I was sort of absent today.
you were grinding nuts or something.
Well,
you
no.
were polishing knobs all day.
I was not polishing. No,
It started after the donuts. We had donuts, which was lovely this morning.
it's always nice when you greet me because when Liza is away, she kind of surreptitiously comes up to me and says, Emma, can you open the garage? As if I would ever say no. Because Liza is quite hard to say no to.
She is.
She is. She gives you that death stare and then threatens you with a cat.
Her cat is not happy right now, though. Holly,
Oh, he's just yelling.
Holly is just pissed.
Holly is yelling at the top of his lungs. I'm surprised we can't hear him through the door.
Oh, no.
He's got food and water,
Lonely.
But he misses
just
his
lonely.
mom.
but
He's-
I
he's
think
fine.
he's a lonely Holly right now. And I gave him some love, but he's inconsolable.
He really is.
He really is inconsolable. He just wants to yell at you. Anyway, so Liza said, "Oh, can you run the garage for me while I'm gone?" Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And usually I'll show up at about 11 because I'm diligent like that. And not long afterwards, along comes Jim
Yes.
on the FC1.
Yes. It's up for sale. If anybody wants a great sport bike at a great price.
Tell you what, $4,000 is an
Yeah.
absolute bargain because it's got some miles on it,
Yes, it does.
but it's been extremely well maintained by
Yeah.
me.
Yes, by you exclusively.
And it's got some very good oil in it,
Yeah,
very good coolant, and
Yeah, about 56,000 miles. It got the going through at
It got
about
the going through.
46,000.
yeah, and we put a cam chain tensioner in it, and God, what else did we do?
sorted out the rotor
Oh yes, that's right.
and the outrigger bearing.
Yeah,
But yeah, it runs like a top.
It really does. And I tell you what, you are not going to go quicker for less money.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, how many times have we used the term intoxicating?
It is.
with the power of that
It
thing.
is it's a fun bike to ride too. It's easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll price it to sell and off we go.
Yeah, and that's it. We can all move on with
But it was a
our lives.
lovely start to the day. Good coffee, donuts.
How are you getting on with the GSX?
Oh, lovely. Yeah. So the engine continues to break in. I've got about 1,800 miles on it now, I think.
So the transmission's probably getting a little less clunky.
Yes, for sure. You can tell it with a quick shifter.
Yes.
And just the whole engine in general is smoothing out more and more and more, and
Right.
the power just seems to come smoother and smoother. So
You know, it's funny that in the car world, the thought of having to brake in your car is largely lost now because cars are just made that you don't have to brake them in.
Mm-hmm.
Motorcycles are made to such fine tolerances you can really feel the braking process.
yeah, I was surprised how much you could, but
Yeah.
you certainly can. I'll be curious to get the stock tires off it, and maybe some better performing tires on it.
What are you going to go with? Pilots?
But it's like the Pilot 4s, the 5s, the Road
Sixes,
Pilots, the
yeah.
6s.
Well, no,
They're all great.
I mean, they are all great. It's my favourite's the 4s.
Yeah.
And you can still buy new 4s.
You can.
But you've got the 4s, which are sort of like all weather. And then the 5s and 6s, which look the same but ain't.
Yeah, I guess the 6s, why I priced them. They are not cheap.
No. And then the
couple of $100.
The GTs, which is a slightly different.
But we'll be
compound
going
in a way.
Michelin's, of course.
Yeah.
I do have a suspension question, though.
Yeah,
I was
go
talking
on.
to Knock about it earlier, and he asked how's the bike's going. Cool. And one thing about the suspension, and I don't know if they come a little stiff from the factory, but I noticed
Bet
it's a
you
little.
come a little stiff.
Did you say Knock came here a little
Yes,
stiff?
yeah.
Yes, well, he always does.
But the bike, it's still, it's
Yes.
great. It performs great, but it's a little chattery almost. Like still, I feel like it could just overall be softer. I backed off the compression damping.
Yes.
Each one is a quarter turn, so a half turn.
Right.
Which helped it, especially if you hit like a bump or a ridge or
Yeah,
something
well,
like
keep
that.
going.
But is that what it is, the compression damping?
Well,
just keeps-
you see, if we get down to suspension fundamentals, compression is how quickly it compresses. Rebound is how quickly it releases. And generally, the higher the number, the slower it is to respond. So if you have a higher number on the compression, it's going to be stiffer compressing. Higher number on the rebound, slower relaxing. Now, if you're on a bumpy road, bump, 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 suspension's going up and down, up and down. So you can have it super soft on the compression, but if it's not relaxing quickly enough, then that will affect it as well. So it's like a peanut butter and jelly thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news is it's all shift on the fly on your bike. You can do it from the dashboard, can't you?
No, it still clicks with a screwdriver.
Oh dear.
No, yeah, no,
oh,
it's
that's
not
very old
electronic.
school.
Yeah.
Obsolete.
No,
It's
great.
obsolete.
But I am curious, like, does it? How I don't know how those come from the factory. How this
Generally, they come stiffer.
Because I think on a track it'd be great, but basically, like our track is Highway 17, so you're doing some
Well,
pretty good speeds, but then you'll hit chattery pavement kind of a thing.
this is the method that all manufacturers are going to now. You know, there's like stiffer is better, and there's an argument for that, but you got to have a bit of comfort as well. And cars the same way. I mean, you know, I don't know whether the last time you drove in a Honda Civic, even a humble Honda Civic rides like a brick these days because it's, you know, suspension's tuned for the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Well, how about tuned for Highway 17, please,
Mm-hmm.
with our potholes?
So I might mess around with the
Yeah, just
compression
keep-
damping
yeah,
a little
just-
more and just see what happens. And
Just back it off to 0.
Do you know what kind of weight is in there? Oil?
no, I know nothing. All I do is I backed it off, a couple of clicks basically, and then it softened it up a little, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, just go
so.
back to 0 and it'll be all nice and wallowy. And then you kind
Wow.
of go up from there.
Like when I had a
little
flat tire the other day.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
I
Yeah.
had a yawl to my right. But anyway, yeah, bike's been great. Bike's been good.
So you showed up early. I was polishing my nuts and bolts.
Yes. Not
Well,
polishing.
they're going to the zinc plater.
Well, I thought this was an interesting conversation because I'm like, if you're getting them plated, they're going to clean them first anyway, right?
Well,
So
yes
why
and
would you?
no. Well, hang on. Because plating, whether it's nickel, whether it's zinc, whether it's cadmium, or even chromium plating, is very, very thin. It's going to reflect the metal underneath, or as we say in the trade, the substrate. So if your substrate's all lumpy and bumpy and corroded and grotty, it's going to look like grotty plating on top of it. So if you've got an original bike, and this is a 1956 Triumph that's on the ramp right now at work, and the guy wants a complete restoration on it. It was his dad's bike. As a kid, he used to sit on top of the gas tank, and his dad would ride him through the almond groves in Fresno, so he's got very, very fond memories of this bike. And he said, look, I want as much of the bike original as possible, which means from my point of view, I don't get to replace things. I get to restore individual components. So when he gets the bike back, it's not a bunch of parts that I've sourced from elsewhere. It's basically his bike with new paint, new chrome, new plating, and so on and so forth.
I do. I love how you showed up with this old plastic bin. It had to be like 200 miscellaneous old parts.
Yes.
And that's all the parts we're talking about. I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you keep track of any of that stuff? But
Well-
off you go.
To a certain extent. Oh, excuse me. I've got a...
Did you get a high chew?
I'm eating a gummy octopus right now, and it's very good, but it is quite sour. So you get the high pucker factor.
I got some tropical llamas. Well, maybe
I'll
that'll
have one of those.
Soften it up.
You've got so much sugar on in your
It's
crotch.
like yeah. That's why they call me sugar crotch.
She'll let you snort it off.
Give me a straw.
This is sour as well. Oh God.
Hang on, I got other stuff.
Anyway,
Pass those over here.
so where were we with the
All your bits.
all my bits? So, you work it like a jigsaw puzzle. I mean, to a certain extent, you've got a bike that's completely blown apart because you have to get down to the nuts and bolts. And Rufus is going this way as well. And you start off with the big stuff. Okay, we know where the big stuff goes. Just like on a jigsaw puzzle, you know where that pattern goes. You know, that's like the face, so that goes there.
Like the corner.
And then you just work out from there. But yeah, I probably got the rust and corrosion and gack off 500 nuts and bolts and
You were going all day.
adjusters and bits and clamps.
I thought it was interesting though. You only did the bits, the part of the bits that would show.
Well, yeah,
Not
I
the
mean, what's the
internal parts,
point?
right?
I was going to say, what is the point? Because they are going to get an acid dip. So in terms of finish, if you've got a bolt, obviously the tip of the bolt, just the tip where the nut goes on, you want that to be nice because you can see that through the nut unless it's a dome nut. Or a doom nut. A doom nut. We're doomed. And of course, you want the head to be nice, the hex part or the screw head. But the rest of it, whatever. Because it's going in an acid
It's like when you
bath
paint your house and you paint the front and both sides, but you don't do the back because nobody sees it.
Yeah, nobody sees it. When you're sitting in your backyard, you think, oh, this is a rotten house. And all your neighbours think, oh, what a pretty house.
How shiny is it going to be compared to like the zinc plating? How?
No, I mean, zinc plating's quite shiny. It's not like chrome.
Okay.
But it's a bright finish. It's a nice. The original, of course, was cadmium, which is quite a dull finish. It's quite a chalky and silvery. It almost looks like silver paint.
And durable, like you.
Nah, I mean it's not as durable as zinc.
Okay. But zinc's the one to go.
Nah, it's a nice heavy zinc coating and industrial. And it just so happens that there's a place that does this in Santa Clara. And I am collecting my brother from the airport next Wednesday.
Oh, if I was around, I'd get lunch with you.
Yeah. So I'm actually traveling through Santa Clara. So I thought, it's an ideal opportunity. I can drop these things off.
Perfect.
And get the process started.
Get some Indian food while you're over there.
Yeah, I intend to.
So if you were going to do like substitute new parts, would you do stainless?
Yeah, I mean, I like stainless, but you got to be careful on these older bikes because you want to try and keep them original if you can.
Yeah.
Originality counts for a great deal, and most of the stuff I do these days for myself are all resto mods. So, and that's its own thing, and you can do whatever you want on a resto mod. If you want chrome nuts and bolts, if you want penguins, if you think you can get away with it, it's fine because you're not going for originality. But especially if you're building a bike that sooner or later is going to be in a prestigious show, and there's going to be some guy wearing a blazer and a boater judging it, you want to at least try and make some concession to it being original. Even if it's, an interpretation of the original finishes. Some of the finishes from back in the day are very, very hard to duplicate. All these bikes were painted with cellulose enamels, and you simply can't get that paint anymore. So you have to and the gloss is different.
This one had a blue? Was it a light blue?
Yeah, you saw the stuff on my workbench at home. Yeah, so it's a pretty color.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pale. It's not a sky blue. It's I don't know how you describe the color. It's a very, very nice color. It's very classy. Polychromatic blue. It's
nice.
called.
Cool bringing it back too.
Yeah, and again,
resurrect it.
Original paint finish, and another one will be resurrected after sitting in a barn in Fresno for 40 years.
And how close did you get to resurrecting that other Triumph today?
Yeah, I mean, we finished the harness, but it's always the devil is in the details. And there were a couple of light fittings that were broken, which I didn't realize, and a couple of bulbs that were broken that I didn't realize. And I'm a huge advocate. You finish each task before you move on to the next. So I gave him a shopping list. I said, go off and buy all this stuff, and I'll see you next week. And, it's a challenge because he's an older gentleman and he moves very, very slowly. And he wants me to do it. And I'm not going to. He's got to do it. That's how the Recycle Garage works.
Right.
I heard him talking that way this morning, and I made a couple of just, corrections to the way he was speaking about, oh, yeah, now she'll get it done. And it's like,
no, she won't. You're going to get it done.
But he was a willing participant, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if nothing else, you have to try and work with people that at least they show willingness to do it. I mean,
and he
if
was a nice enough guy.
Sitting there twiddling their thumbs while you slave over their bike, I mean, it's not really how Recycle works. But yeah, he got stuck in. So we'll bring it home next week and he'll be riding out of here.
So you made progress, right?
Yeah.
Good progress.
No, the harness is on.
Yeah.
The harness is on. The harness is wired. It's ready to go.
So I saw you guys earlier. You had just done a mock-up. Basically, you had threaded it through the headlight, and then used masking tape just to kind of mock it up along the frame.
Yeah, you just want to. You basically lay the harness on. Whenever you do a harness on a bike, whether it's a British bike, Japanese bike, Italian bike, it really doesn't matter. You just lay the harness on and just tape it in various spots, and then just kind of wiggle it and feel out what goes where and goes here and goes there. And
you just finish it with zip ties.
And then when you've got it so that everything's wired up, nothing's being pulled taut or nothing so baggy that you can wrap it around the back wheel 10 times, then you get the zip ties out and zip tie it up. And that's it. It's not a job I take lightly, doing a wiring harness, because it is a big job. I mean, it's a fundamental job, but the trouble is, certainly on English bikes, the wiring harnesses tended to get monkeyed with, and then the monkeyed bit tended to get monkeyed with, and then before you know it, you're dealing with an absolute friggin' rat's nest. And for the cost of $120 just buy a new friggin' harness.
And it was so clean.
Oh,
you
it's
could
beautiful.
See the colors
and
of the wires.
The cloth,
yeah,
the
nice
colors
cloth
of the
covering.
wires, and it's a real deal.
And it seemed to have all the plugs.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, They're made by the original equipment manufacturer.
And then
in that case, it's Lucas.
Did it had that little what would you call it? Converter, or transformer that transformed the power from AC to DC?
Oh yes, the rectifier.
Yeah, did it end up being a stock one?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a very hokey piece of.
I saw you scratching letters into it with a screwdriver.
Well, no, and it was because it just had these connections on it, and there was nothing marked on it at all. Nothing. It was just this like little brick. I'm like, oh shit! How do we? And I just got a Q-tip with a bit of brake cleaner.
It looked like a little rubber block.
Yes,
it didn't even look like an electric component on the bike.
And I just kind of, and suddenly, like a vision, like the parting of the Red Sea, I could see the original markings, so I scratched them in there. And so now we knew how to, because we don't want to set things on fire. That's not.
Yes,
really
we do.
Well, I know, but I don't want.
I miss those days.
I don't want to see grown men blubbering because their brand new harness, has gone up in flames. So that was the nuts and bolts and Triumph harnesses was the majority of my day.
Well, we had a couple new bikes show up too.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we had
got new bikes.
that brand new GTS 300 Vespa.
Gino,
Yeah, Gino.
a very handsome young man.
Good looking guy, yeah.
What was the color you called it, Doug?
Dave Grohl.
Gold.
Dave Grohl.
Dave
green
Grohl.
gold.
Yeah, it was
Dave
green
Grohl.
gold.
it was
It was a cool color, metal flake.
It's cool color, and it had the 75 sort of, a little bit like
Yes,
fuzzy on the side.
No,
It looked great.
Bagel,
Right,
you'd be getting
yeah.
all frothy over it. It's the 75th anniversary edition. Everything's LED, full LED instrument pack, and it got all the accessories on it. Got the front rack, the rear rack. What do you call those Bahama bars on the back?
Just the crash bars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
And it was a great looking thing, and this absolutely superb color.
And he's riding it back to the city tonight?
No. He's a UCSC student.
Okay.
He brought it
I
down
thought I
from
heard the city.
It looked big overall. It looked like a big.
Well, they
scooter.
are quite physically big.
What's the CC on that?
300.
300. Okay.
Yeah.
Same size as mine.
And then that cute little S90 showed up.
Yeah, 1969 S90.
Yeah, that was
It's like a little kitten of a bike.
guy found it on the side of the road. And he said,
Is that right?
well, it was for sale, but it was just kind of on the road. So he went and got it and
No
did a lot
kidding.
of the restoration himself.
Yeah, he found a lot of the original parts, put them on there. Looks good.
He's another guy that's like, it's funny when Santa Cruz people show up and they're like, I never knew this place was here. And another long lifetime Santa Cruz
Right.
guy.
But again, that is a perfect example. The absolute worst thing you could do to that bike is start throwing new parts at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the patina was just perfect.
It's perfect. You're right.
The originality was perfect. And it's a balance. You put one brand new turn signal on it, it's like, it doesn't match. So you got to be very careful with these things.
And then Bashar, if I remember that correctly, showed
Bashar.
up. She, brand new rider. She kind of puttered in here and lost a clutch on the way in, but hey, she's learning.
Bashar showed up about a month ago. And very, very nice young lady from Iran. And said, I want to learn how to ride a motorbike. I said, well, okay. You've come to the right place. Are you doing any formal training? And she said, yes, I'm just starting the training. And I think she went to Pacific or one of the training courses. So she did that. And then she's been looking for a bike. And she showed up today on a very, very clean 250 Rebel.
Yeah, looked great.
She got it for like $2,100.
Yeah, she got it for a great price.
Yeah.
It's got the obligatory dent in the tank.
Totally.
Because they all do. I have to say,
They come stock like that, I think.
they do. I sold Melissa, Stumpy's wife, the cleanest
It's beautiful.
250 Rebel in existence. And it came with a dent in the tank. Because they all do.
But it's got that bomb-proof twin motor in it. Those are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And she can work on it. She can learn how to do so much on that bike. That's a great first bike for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So new bikes fixed, blah, blah, blah.
Knobs polished.
But,
Hey, throw me one of those frogs.
yeah, no, they're great. And
Are
they're
they?
not sour.
They're straight
And
Mexican.
I think they're apple flavor.
What?
Yeah, I think so.
Pond.
The pond. So I've got a special treat for everyone.
Ooh.
I've got a history hole,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
but I'm not presenting it.
What?
You got to present your hole.
No, somebody else.
It's a mystery hole.
So,
It's a mystery
well,
hole.
It's a mystery hole.
So we have one of the misfits has presented themselves as being very much of this genre, and now they've decided that they're of another genre and are going to celebrate it. I'm talking none other than Bagel.
It's a coming out.
You're going supermoto.
It's a coming out.
Not quite.
Supermo.
Yeah, he'll be Super Mo next year.
Yeah.
So
don't know about that.
no,
but we'll see.
Bagel, God bless him, dedicated scooterist, and has discovered little Hondas.
Oh boy.
And you want to tell us all about them, don't you, Bagel?
Well, a lot of people would consider these to be very, very close to scooters. So,
No, they're not.
so I'm just kind of putting a toe over that line here.
No, they're not.
But what I'm presenting
It's
is
a friggin' motorbike.
yes, indeed. But we are presenting the 70 years of the Honda Cub.
And there's a couple of things before Bagel gets into it that people need to know about these bikes. The first is they have been around for 70 years. And the second, you can take the highest production vehicle in the world, the Volkswagen Beetle, the Model T Ford, anything. It all pales into insignificance compared to these bikes.
They're dwarfed.
They're dwarfed completely.
And I could not find up-to-date production figures on the Honda Cub, but it was noted that in 2017, 5 years ago, they had reached the 100 million mark of production.
Damn.
100 million.
So
just let that
that's-
sink in. That is incredible.
Yeah, so we're talking about a vehicle that has truly moved the entire world. So, a lot of people kind of just turn their noses up at these bikes because they're small, they're not fast. They seem.
Oh, we've lost him.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to go. Douglas signing off. You guys have a great night. Good to see you, Bagel.
Good to see you too, Doug.
Congratulations.
Oh, he's back.
Congratulations.
See you, Doug.
Welcome to the dark side.
Thank you. So where did you lose me?
So we got to the point where we were talking about 100 million, and we got to the point where people look down at them, just as they look down at your internet connection. Bye, Doug.
Bye, Doug.
Adios, Doug.
I wish you could stay longer.
Right, but
Later, man.
but there is a whole lot to these bikes that I think really deserves a lot of respect and admiration, because these, even though these are simple machines, like I said, these are machines and their mobility that I think they really do deserve a place of honor in motorcycle history. And there's some impressive engineering that goes into these that I really want to talk about, because as I've been learning more about these bikes now that I've gotten into them, I kind of want to share just the that helps make them the simple, successful bikes that they are.
Okay.
So, first question: How did this all start? Well, the very beginning origins of the Honda Cub are in one of Honda's earliest
Oh God, we lost you again, Bagel. There is something.
Yeah, there's internet connection.
If you turn the
on our
video,
end.
you mentioned turn the video off.
I turned ours off, but
right.
Bagel,
But
maybe
my
you should turn
video-
yours off.
No, turn
I'll try-
Bagels off, and let's see if we can get
Here, I'll
that.
turn mine off.
All right, very good.
We'll see if this is any better.
No,
Thanks.
I'm sure it will be.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going back 1952. Let's talk about the origins of this bad boy.
Products that they sold after World War II was a clip-on bicycle engine that you could strap onto a bicycle and power your bicycle to motor around with. And in the early days after World War II, that was a huge product that was very popular because there were a lot of bikes. but Honda knew that they needed to do more than just that. They needed to expand and grow the business along with the demands of the economy as it started to rebuild.
Oh God, we keep losing him. Bagel.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're definitely going in and out, and this is such an interesting topic.
Yeah,
I really want to. This is very, very frustrating because.
Can we fix it in post?
No, it would be
Because you're simply not there, darling. You're like a spectre. You're like a spectre. I'll tell you what we're going to do, because this is a story that's worth telling. And
Okay.
I know that you have put in a great deal of effort into this, Bagel. So what we're going to do is we're going to revisit this.
All right.
We're going to tell this story. It is the most amazing story. It really is. And I guarantee you, by the time that we have finished with you, you will have a completely newfound respect for these little bikes and all their derivatives. So, Bagel, based solely on the feebleness of either our internet or your internet tonight, can we do a rain check on this?
Sure. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Because
There's a lot of good stuff.
I know.
I was already Wikipediaing and looking. That was cool
It's
topic.
just it's amazing. It's amazing.
Why did they start selling so many units in like 2008? And that it's like you said, their annual production.
Is that the Grom, maybe?
I don't know. I'm
No,
not graphic.
Grom is not part of that line.
No, the Grom is not part of that. The Grom is its own thing.
Production. Anyway.
Yeah, no, and I
Seems
mean
like sales
something
boomed in
something like that
mid-2000s.
might have just been a factory opening up somewhere. The blah blah blah.
Anyway.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We are going to talk. We've been neglecting emails,
We have.
and we love our listeners, and they always send us lovely emails. So we're going to read a few. I'll tell you what, Bagel.
Yes.
Have a stab at yours, darling.
All right.
Oh my God!
All right.
Arg!
Did you lose me again?
Yes.
Oh no. Well, let's try to make this quick. Hello, fellow wankers. Greetings from
Oh, that's
Dan
a-
Sarf.
Saf.
Michael here, Yorkshire bloke living in Perth, Western Australia.
Oh, blimey.
Wait, you're supposed to be doing a Yorkshire accent, not a Perth accent.
Oh, that nose.
That's what I said, a Yorkshire accent.
Oh, there you go.
I love the show, and recently there's been a,
Do you
a
love
lot
the
of
show? Do you?
love the
Do you-
show.
You cheeky monkey. Do you love the show?
and recently there's been a lot of talk.
And he's going
Poor Bagel.
Oh, God.
Sorry, folks. I don't even know where the router is to reset it, so yeah.
Oh,
Should
All
I
right, let me finish
continue?
it.
yeah,
Okay.
we're going to finish it.
So
we're
there-
going to...
Go for it.
There's been a lot of talk about single conrods attached to multiple pistons.
Thringles.
One of them, which has 7 branches, rather like a menorah,
Yes.
which got me thinking. If it were possible, what would the exhaust note sound like? So wouldn't it be an absolute hoot that you put the keys in, hit the starter, instead of your potato, the tune Havana Nagila played through the silencer?
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Sorry, just a little thought. I'll see myself out. Cheers, man.
And it's good night from me, and it's good night from him. Yeah, oh, yeah. And I mean, this is... The exhaust note of a bike is a very, very important thing. But I really need to revisit this thing. It's a single crank pin with like a menorah coming off it, with at least 7 pistons, maybe more. And
So
they-
you have all pistons firing at once, right?
oh, I don't know. I think you could stagger them. You know, just 1 millisecond after the other. So instead of going whoomp, it kind of go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is a 4-stroke. You could have, like one set fire at one position of the crank, and the other set fire at the other
Sounds
position.
like an organ grinder.
Yeah, it could. You know?
God.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think the ultimate goal would be to have an engine where you start it up and people are like, oh my God, how is that thing not exploding right now? Perhaps something for a few. Well, actually, I've just remembered we have an announcement to make. Right now is the last Dirtbag Challenge
Oh, really?
ever.
Oh no!
After, I think they've been doing this for 20 years.
Wow.
This is our friend Paul up in Oakland. And Paul is a very, very interesting character. And in direct response to the high dollar chopper shows that were very, very popular 15, 20 years ago, the whole American Chopper and blah, 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 and Jesse James, came up with this thing, the Dirtbag Challenge. And the concept is very simple. You build a custom bike and you're given a very strict budget to do it and a very strict amount of time. And then you have to prove it. I mean, you go on like a 300-mile ride around Northern California and then it all ends usually around Oakland. I think, one year it was in Hunters Point in San Francisco.
They had it there for a while in Hunters Point.
Yeah.
Then they moved it up to whatever that, by the water there, the
Treasure
other
Island.
place.
Yeah, Treasure Island, it was there for, and then it went to Oakland. But it's a big party at the end. And it's going on right now today.
Oh, wow.
And it's the last one.
Oh wow!
And the reason it suddenly popped into my head, I always thought, building a 7-cylinder single engine would be perfect for the Dirtbag. But we'll never get the chance. But knowing Paul as I do, never say never comes to mind. I mean, Paul's such an interesting character. I have this suspicion that the Dirtbag Challenge will live again in one form or another, not necessarily with that name. So we may get a chance to build the menorah bike.
That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh!
Jeez.
I'm not saying nothing. That would be something to see, though.
So, thank you, Bagel. Jim.
Sure.
Yes.
I got a frog in my mouth. All right.
Apple flavor.
I'm going to start bringing my glasses to this, Lord. All right. This is from Joshua Clark.
Joshua.
Hey, Joshua. Hey there, Misfits. This is Josh from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And I thought I could pick your brain about ADV, dual sport, and scrambler bikes, since many of you do some sort of dirt riding. Here in Pennsylvania, it's very limited what off-road riding is available. ATV trails don't allow motorcycles. What? That's bullshit.
That is.
Oh,
Wow.
quads can go, but no, that's fucked up. Nor do the state forests. That's a bummer.
Wait,
there's
state
only
forests don't allow motorcycles?
I guess not. Pennsylvania.
jeez.
Go, you should
Fuck,
move to
California was
Ohio.
bad.
Move to Ohio.
Yeah.
You know what? Pennsylvania, guys, you suck. You need to start including motorcycles.
Keystone State.
Right.
There are reasons why I left.
So anyway, there's only a couple of places you can get a permit for some true trail riding. I've been getting interested in getting a bike that can handle some light off-road riding, basically just dirt roads and gravel roads, or getting in and out of a campsite without much trouble. I'd like to be able to take my girlfriend on a weekend camping trip, and when I'm on my own, zip down some gravel or dirt road, mostly road riding, just being able to confidently take a rougher road when necessary. Not going to do long-distance touring or extreme off-road riding on this bike. I like the look of the Moto Guzzi V85 TT. However, the nearest dealer is over an hour away. Then he talked about the V-Strom 650 XT Adventure.
Right.
There's a dealer 10 minutes away. Same for the KLR 650, 10 minutes away. Royal Enfield Himalayan or new Scram 411. What the fuck that is. Anyway, however, there's also a DR 650 or possibly putting some knobbies on his Sportster. What are your thoughts and suggestions? Dude, there's bitchin' knobby. There's bitchin'.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've seen some of those,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
Okay.
sure. So anyway, take care. Keep up the great work, Josh. So adventure bikes for a little bit of dirt and taking his girlfriend camping.
He didn't mention the Triumph Scrambler.
I think that's got to be the one, hasn't
Yeah.
it? But he
Well,
comes,
budget is gonna
Well,
rule the
no,
day.
hang on. And he comes up with a very, very valid point. When you're buying a newer bike, where is your nearest dealer? I say, I'm going to service this thing myself. Well, you still need parts, And,
I wish we had a dealer 10 minutes away.
well, yes, I know.
Right. So I think that's a cool thing. So to me, one of the things, it's not a lot of dirt, but when you get in the dirt, you want to have confidence. So I get that. But then the other thing is his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
So comfort's going to be another thing to take into mind. And
DR would be hard for 2-up.
DR, it's got a dirt
Yeah.
bikey seat. You know, your girlfriend's not going to be stoked after like half an hour, probably hanging on to that.
Right.
I think the KLR has a bitchin' seat.
It does.
Very comfy.
I mean, if you ain't got any money, that's the one to go for.
Yeah, they're based on your budget. But I think the V-Strom 650 XT is the way to go. I mean, because they've been making it since what, like 2015?
Yeah, and I mean, you
So
know,
you can pick them up used.
You can pick them up used, and the V-Strom's such it's a known platform.
It'll be a totally different experience than those other. The other bikes will be much more dirt oriented.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't mention the Versus either.
Versus be another great choice.
Yeah.
But I think the V-Strom's a little more off-roady.
You just hold on with a Versus thing. You see, the Versus, you're stuck with that 17-inch
front wheel, yeah.
That's true.
and that's a handful in the dirt.
And the
even with
V-Strom has a 21?
No, 19,
19.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
A little better, yeah.
V-Stroms have always been the 19-17. 19 on the front, 17 on the back.
And
That's kind of like the
Yeah.
the signature of the V-Strom.
And I think if you're going to go an hour or two camping with your girl, you know, you can throw some luggage on there, and it'll be a comfortable hour or two.
We
I
call
think,
that
on
luggage
Luggage in the boot,
luggage
in the boot.
around here, darling.
So that would be I like the idea that
Well, there's some other crazy ones,
But
too.
I tell you what, no, step up by a Triumph Scrambler.
Or a Ducati
and a-
Scrambler.
Brilliant. Don't you come in here and give up. There's babbling from the sickbed, John, as well you know.
Well, yeah, I'm a
Babbling from the sickbed.
Triumph nerd, but, it's there.
the Triumph's a great looking bike.
The other
Oh,
one, too,
God,
is
it's
that
fantastic.
Great looking
we were
bike.
talking about it today, that SWM. Because
Okay.
they have that new, it's fully street legal, and it's cheap. It's like $6,000-$7,000.
Yeah.
Is it comfy?
Yeah, it's a
seat?
Husqvarna,
Oh, okay.
basically.
Yeah, but if you got a dealer close by, that's a good deal. I mean, but like I said, DR650 is a great bike. It's going to be more dirty. Same with the KLR. So I like the V-Strom's a good choice. Or if you got the money, pony up and do the Triumph Scrambler.
Yeah. I tell you what, those Moto Guzzi's, God, they're so handsome. Man.
Yeah, I really like them. Yeah.
God, they're such a good looking bike.
That might I'm kind of horny for Moto Guzzi's right now.
Yeah.
I sort of want
They're
one.
good looking.
And they Moto Guzzi's have always had an interesting following. They've always been the quirky choice compared with the Ducati. Lots of people, oh, you bought a Ducati, oh, snobbo.
Henry loves his Moto Guzzi's.
Oh, Henry. Well, I loved mine.
Yes. Yeah.
There is a lot to love with Moto Guzzi's. There's just something about them.
When you start them up and they go, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
that's exactly it.
Yeah, so, buy the Moto Guzzi. And don't worry about the dealership. It'll be fine. Johnny, do you have an email?
I do. Okay, this is from Paul.
Paul?
Hey, Paul.
Hello, Misfits.
Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Longtime listener, first-time caller here. Great podcast team. I listen at work and enjoy your antics.
Tra-la-la!
Thanks to you and other podcasts, I recently purchased my fourth bike. However, due to the fact I live in Canada, I only insure one at a time since our rates are no bueno.
Right.
This is where Miss Emma comes in, I
Yes.
hope. The bike is a KLX 400 SR,
Oh, that's a good bike.
a.k.a. a DRZ 400S.
Yes.
Of 2004 vintage, and it's given me some issues. I recently rode to a friend's house, and shortly after, the fan kicked in traffic. I lost a dash, and the lights began to dim. Shortly thereafter, the bike stalled after misfiring. I had to push it a short distance to my destination, where we charged the battery. After a short ride and stop, the bike wouldn't start again.
Okay.
After a bump start, however, I rode home for about 40 minutes. Parking in my spot, it fired up again. Thanks to Miss Emma's advice, I have a USA battery on order and hope this fixes the issue. The old battery, seller says it was new, tested good, but said it had 11.2 CCA out of the rated 120.
Yeah, right.
Do I have to troubleshoot anything else? I have a bad feeling that it's the regulator or stator. What do you say, Missy? Thank you for in advance. The winter is coming, so if I don't get the issue licked soon, I look forward to hearing your advice in the cold months. Keep up your good work, and F you, Knock.
No!
We saw a knock today.
We saw.
so good, Sam.
Let's deal with the knock thing first, because this is very, very important. So I said to Knock, "Are you ever going to be on the podcast again?" And he said, "Oh yeah." He said, he's doing family things.
Yeah.
He's doing family.
As
things.
is Mikey 3 times.
Yeah, well, Mikey 3 Times is in Italy right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Trying to get a bunch of that riding in before the new baby comes.
Right, exactly, because it'll be game over.
Exactly.
So, but Nock is going to be back. So, step 1, the Yuasa battery. That's the nutritious part of anyone's breakfast. Start with that. I think you might have skirted the regulator rectifier issue. They are quite strong. These KLX 400s are interesting bikes. They always say it was developed in conjunction with Suzuki. No, it wasn't. Kawasaki just basically bought DRZ 400s and put Kawasaki stickers on. Yeah, I mean, they are exactly the same bike, down to turn signals, absolutely everything. And they are very, very good bikes. We all know and love DRZ 400s. And generally, they have escaped most of the awful charging problems that a lot of Suzukis suffer from. That doesn't mean they're completely exempt. But something about this tells me it was just a funky battery. And it was probably a funky no-name battery. So good quality battery. Whenever you buy a battery, make sure you cycle it first. So you've got to charge it, even though it's a brand new battery. And keep us posted. Put in a new battery. Make sure it's showing at least 12.5 volts before you even start the bike. Switch on, it'll probably go to like 12.1. Hit the button and you'll see it momentarily drop to about 11 while the starter motor's doing its thing. But then it should perk up and it should go to at least 13.5, maybe even 14 volts. And the way charging systems are set up now, right off of idle, you'll see maximum volts. And if anything, as you rev it, it might just tail off a little bit. It's not unusual to see a bike at idle showing like 13 volts, just off idle going way up to 14.2, 14.3. And then as you keep revving it, it kind of settles back down again to like 13.9. That's perfectly normal. That's the Reg Rec doing its thing. But always test it with a fully charged, decent battery. Keep us posted on that one, Josh. But I think you might have dodged the bullet, mate. I think you caught it early enough that a decent battery. You get some more riding in before the Frozen North becomes the Frozen North.
Exactly.
God, that makes life easier, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Switch out the battery.
Switch out the battery for a decent one. How many times have we had emails here when say, well, I put a decent battery in the bike and all those funny little electrical gremlins went away. Funny that.
So this came up a little bit the other day. What is, if you want to be proactive about changing out your battery, like I was asking, like the Africa Twin, right? It's 2018. It's got the stock battery in it. How long can you expect a stock battery to last? Should just wait for it to die?
Yeah, and I mean, generally, I have heard credible battery technicians tell me that 2 years is everything for a motorcycle battery. Everything. Because they lead hard lives.
Depending on how they're taken care of, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you can stack the odds. You can certainly prolong the life of a battery by taking care of it. But on the other side of the coin, you can shorten the life by neglecting it.
Oh, so I have another question now. Well, how do you neglect a battery other than like not running the bike?
Leave it discharged for a long period of time.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Because it's a chemical reaction. Yeah. It's a reaction of acid with lead.
Okay.
And if you let it discharge and leave it that way, you get all this sulfation,
It'll never come back to where it's...
Yeah, it'll never come back.
So, we talk about Yuasa batteries a lot. I know at least some of them can be hard to come by these days. I don't know if you've ordered any lately, if there's delays in shipping. So my question is, okay, Yuasa's not available. How reliable are what are the brands like Firepower? I think that's a popular one.
Right, so Firepower is Western Power Sports' own brand. And then you've got Bike Master.
Yeah, and Bike Master. Those are the
Bike
two you
Master is Parts Unlimited own brand. And then you've got Biker's Choice, which is Takaroki's own brand. And, I mean...
Because I have a Firepower in the Honda 450 right now.
Yes. And is that serving you well?
So until it doesn't, but so far so good.
Well, there
it
you
has
go.
more cranking amps than the Yuasa, but from a reliability standpoint.
Right. And, a lot of times we're just looking for the reliability thing. I'm an old cynic. I mean, to me, it's Yuasa and the rest of them. And some are better than others, but it's still the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
What's your feeling on lithium batteries?
No, I do not. Emma does not approve. And I will tell you why. Because it's not just, Emma says no.
I'm not going to listen because all mine have them now.
Yeah.
Well, Honda were very, very careful with their rollout of lithium batteries. The new Africa Twins have got them, and the 450s got them.
What was interesting is, so I did the cardinal sin of leaving the key on with the stock Yuasa battery, right?
Right.
Those are like $380 to replace.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it till I'm halfway to the desert, so I ended up in Bakersfield or somewhere, found a dealer that had the firepower ones. The firepowers have to be at least half the weight of the Yuasa,
Yes.
which to me was striking,
Right.
right? But that's the difference in reliability, I assume, or quality.
Well, yes and no. So the reason why I'm not entirely on board with lithium batteries in motorcycles, lithium batteries don't like changing voltage quickly. That's not their nature. Your telephone, your PC, all the things that you normally use a lithium-ion battery for, it's a very slow discharge throughout the day. And then you plug it in at night, and it's a slow charge back up. Theoretically, if you want to keep the life good, it never goes below 20%, never goes above 80%. That's the kind of range that we want to keep a lithium battery in. But the key is it's discharging slowly and it's charging slowly. So now let's think about your bike. And we already talked a little bit about voltage earlier in the day. So you walk out to your bike and it's got 12.5 volts in it. Switch on the ignition, it immediately goes down to 12. You hit the button and it's gone down to 11 while the starter's doing its thing. The bike fires up and you give it a blip and it immediately has gone up to 14. So you've just jumped 5 volts in a second.
And that goes through the reg-rec, right?
Well, yeah, but the battery is part of the charging system.
Right.
It goes through the reg-rec, but the battery's part of the ballast. It's the battery's job is to take some of the excess, so the reg-rec doesn't have a coronary.
Right.
And the trouble is, a lithium-ion battery is resistant to that quick a voltage change.
Even though it's small increments, it's just the constant back and forth coming.
Well, it's not small increments. I mean, 5 volts change on a 12-volt battery is a lot.
Huh. So when you're because I've never done it riding, if you're riding kind of hard up and down, through the RPMs, how much will the voltage change?
It shouldn't change that much.
That's
because,
what the regulator does, right?
Yeah, right.
That's the regulator doing its job. Once you are above idle, once you're in that period from, let's take an arbitrary figure, from 2,000 RPM to 10,000 RPM, you shouldn't see that much voltage change. Even though the generator is spinning from 2,000 RPM up to 10,000, the reg-rec's doing its job and shaving off all that excess. But it's producing, there's a lot of byproducts that are being produced, and heat's one of them. That's why reg-recs are always finned. They need to dissipate heat. And you keep them away from a heat source. Bolting a reg-rec on the back of an engine is a bad idea.
Well, it's on the Triumphs. They put them on the old Triumphs right on the front, right?
They do indeed.
What's that little chingadera called?
So the Zener diode, right?
The Zener diode, which does the same thing. A Zener diode will basically deflect all the current, all the voltage above 13 and just transfer it into,
It arcs like a Tesla generator.
Yes, exactly. It's like a Van de Graaff, Van de Graaff generator. But yeah, you put them out in the front because they produce heat, and they need to disperse heat. But yeah.
But lithium's the future, I guess. I mean, that's...
It is and it isn't. I mean, Honda were very, very careful.
Why would the Yuasa weigh so much more than the firepower? The same lithium battery. It was interesting.
Because it's got all those shunts in it to help with the charging system. That's why it needs the capacity in order to act as the ballast. You know, as
It's almost like a pressure tank, huh?
yeah, exactly.
It's
Think of it like a pressure tank,
Yeah, it's more surface area inside the battery, right?
right?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And you need that surface area. You need to, to disperse these current spikes that are coming in and out.
Yeah. Of course, it's $200 more.
Right, exactly. I
Yeah.
think it's worth a try.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a try.
Just curious.
But if your bike sets itself on fire and it sets your genitalia on fire with it,
Never a good
don't
thing.
come blubbering to us.
It's amazing how often we talk about bikes popping on fire.
Yes,
Seems to be a
well,
regular
It
occurrence.
happens.
well, I've set my my main knickknacks on
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
with
yeah.
a Triumph Trident and
Your shiny
and-
bits.
Yes, my shiny bits.
That was in your own neighborhood too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was riding around the block, much to the amusement of my neighbour across the street. Emma's genitalia's on fire again. Ah!
That's why they call you Fire Crotch.
Yes,
Oh
exactly.
my god! Looked like a British Spitfire.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was. I've just been
Going down over London.
Oh, we're going down, Captain. The Messerschmitt's got me. Goodbye, cruel world.
Shuffle off this mortal coil.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So, I think I've got an email myself.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I did. Dear Misfits, thank you for your wonderful podcast and your hard work putting together the show. Well, actually, that's all you, John. You're the only one who works. hard
John
around
is the workhorse. That's for sure. Who's it from?
here. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Just
I've
keep
had a bunch of these things.
keep your hair on. Ishan. It's from Ishan.
Hey, Sean.
Hey,
I live in the Bay Area, and hopefully I will meet you in person soon. I hope so too, Ishan.
Come have a donut.
Yes. This is in reference to your podcast from the 19th of June this year, and a discussion that piqued my interest. Specifically, Emma and the Misfits were discussing the engine mods for Zach's SV650 engine
That was quite the mod.
to,
dude.
yes, to increase the power to almost 100 horses. I wonder what cautions and servicing modifications need to be accounted for when increasing the power by over 50% of a motorcycle that was designed for 65 horsepower. It's a very good question. The frame must have been designed, including a safety factor. The frame must have been designed, including factor of safety, for the vibrations and forces developed by a motor at 65 and not 100 horsepower. How do you plan for these changes as a mechanic? I have a Versys 650 as my daily ride. I recently came across a high compression kit made for the Ninja 650 engines that increases the power by 40 to 50%.
ooh,
Do you know of any such mod for the Versys? Well, the Versys and the Ninja are very similar engines, so I do a bit more research because that might work on yours.
what happens when you increase the horsepower that much? You lose reliability.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, it's all sorts of things, right?
yes. So, we're going to have a little talk about horsepower because it comes at a cost.
Because we like it.
Because we like it. We like horsepower here. However, there is no pain without cost. No pain, no gain. And the fact of the matter is if you want to increase the horsepower of your engine, it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you some degree of rideability, and it's going to cost you reliability. And those are plain facts that you can't really get away from. Now, Zach has modified his SV650 over and over and over again, and now it's producing nearly 100 horsepower. However, there's a couple of things here. It has been a multi-year project. And if Zach was to sit down and figure out how much he spent on that engine, it would send his hair grey. Because he has spent a crap load.
He's a smart cat.
But he's done it over many years, so it's absorbed some of the cost. But the second, and he would be the first to admit that, an SV650 is a fairly easy bike to ride. You get on it, you hit the button, power delivery is very nice, it's very forgiving, it's a very easy bike to ride fast. When you start getting up towards that kind of horsepower out of an SV650, it ain't that pleasant to ride anymore. The power is usually contained in a very, very small area. And as fun as that is, the power comes in with a smack and suddenly the back wheel, is planted and your front wheel's in the air. In order to get the most out of it, you have to ride it in this very, very narrow power band.
Or increase the torque, right?
Or increase the torque. And the only way to really increase the torque is by increasing the capacity.
Oh.
So now the 650 becomes a 900.
Right.
And because now you've increased the 650 to a 900, now the bottom end's suffering and blah, blah, blah. And now your maintenance, your reliability is going by the wayside. It's a very, very, very tight rope. Back in the old days, back in the 70s when I was starting out, these Z1s and GS1000s were in such a low state of tune. Everything you did to them made them go quicker. Everything. You could take the airbox off and the bike would be 5 horsepower quicker. It was as simple as that. You put a 4-into-1 on it. Not only did they sound great, you had another 10 horsepower. It was that easy. Not so easy these days. Bikes are coming out from the factory in quite a high state of tune. Plus, on top of that, they're designed in such a way to meet emissions and noise regulations. So there are a lot of very complicated forces going on with valve overlap, with combustion chamber design, with intake design. They're simply harder to tune. There's a few formulas that can apply. I mean, a couple of years ago, I did a very nice little port and polish job on Charlie's DRZ 400, which is quite an advanced engine for what it is. It's a 4-stroke water-cooled single.
Yeah.
But, it's a modern engine. It's got modern valve overlap. It's got modern combustion chamber design. But I did a little bit of port and polish just using tried and true formulas that have been around forever. And he swears by it. He says it's a lot gruntier in the mid-range, which is exactly what I expected. It's a tough science. And just because it looks good on paper doesn't necessarily it's going to mean it's going to ride good.
Doesn't sound like something really for your daily ride.
Yeah, you've got to be careful.
Now, I mean, it's like the easy plug and play. But what about doing, the ECU exhaust?
Right,
flashing ECUs.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you pick up after that?
Well, a lot of ECUs. In fact, I'm going to stick my neck out. Most ECUs for Japanese bikes are made by Mitsubishi. Did you know that?
I did not.
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitsubishi make a huge amount of ECUs for bikes. You can often get gains from flashing an ECU. Well, what will that do? What will the flashing an ECU do? You may be able to change the advance on the ignition timing. However, if you change the advance, you can get power because the ignition is now further advanced, but it also makes it more subject to pinging and pre-detonation and engine damage. So you've got to be careful there. If it's a turbocharged bike, flashing the ECU, you may be able to get a little more boost out of the turbo, because if it's got a electronically controlled wastegate, instead of the wastegate blowing off at 8 psi, you might get the wastegate to blow off at 10 or even 12. So it's building that much more boost, which will give you more power, but that's putting more strain on the engine itself and the turbo. A fuel-injected bike, you may be able to get a little bit more pressure in the rail from flashing the ECU, but again, that's putting strain on the injectors themselves and the fuel pump, which is expected to deliver more pressure. There's no gain without pain.
Because people spend a lot of money on that. Seems like out of the box, people love to flash the ECU and throw on a $800 exhaust.
Right, exactly. And ostensibly, it's an easy, cheap way to go quick. I mean, if you've got a Hayabusa, flash the ECU, put an exhaust on it, and you're in the 200-mile-an-hour club.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's that easy. Same with ZX14s.
But there's a price, like you said.
And there is a price. There is a price to pay. Your economy may go to shit. Well, guess what? ZX14s and Hayabusas are not the most economical beasts out of the box. But now you're talking about a motorcycle with MPG in the 20s.
Oof.
You know?
So just leave the Versus 650 alone?
Well, I
do you
don't
do?
know.
Yeah.
I mean, I see potential in the Versus.
Well, I
650.
imagine because they flat track that motor,
Yes, they do.
so I imagine they squeeze a lot out of it. But I'm sure they're breaking it down after we race. Then.
Well, the Versus 650 and the Ninja 650 are basically the same platform. So within reason, any high horsepower conversion for the Ninja 650 should fit the Versus because it's basically the same engine. I think they shaved a little bit of compression off the Versus and cut the cams a bit flatter to make it a bit lumpier and torquier. But basically, that's it. So,
Geez, anymore, I'm kind of like leave it as it was made and ride it. And if you want to go faster, get a bigger bike.
well, there is value in that
Yeah.
because Jim summed it up. A couple of weeks ago, we went up to Alice's
Yes.
and you were riding a stock bike
Yes.
and I was riding a stock bike
And they look great.
and Henry was riding a stock bike.
Mm-hmm.
God, we had so much fun.
Oh, gosh, it was. Yeah, well, and, a couple other things we'll add because we've talked about this. Also, it's a little thing, but, do something for the environment. It's like, I got a big honking catalytic converter on the bottom of the Suzuki right now and then stock exhaust. But, you start taking that stuff off and it is pollution. It is noise. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, I like to think that as we move through the 21st century, I would like to think that part of the hallmark of being a biker is to tread carefully. Tread carefully in the environment you're in.
Well, and another nice thing about keeping things stock is I sold the CRF 250 Rally, and one of the first questions the guy asked me, is it stock? I'm like, yep. He's like, great.
Yeah, of
And
course.
sold it. Yeah,
Yep.
so I haven't monkeyed with anything. And
Right.
anyway.
The stock bikes always sell. Always sell. If you've
it's
got
known quantity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you've got a clean, unmonkeyed with stock bike, you got a selling prospect. And if it's got original paint,
Yeah.
it's like Rufus. How many times do I park up Rufus and get a crowd around it? It's a bog stock bike, but it's 27 years old now.
Like we both still have the little reflectors on the side of the wheels still, right? On the
fork
the
leg.
fork legs.
Yeah, it's absolutely stock, and this is how unusual it is to see stock bikes these days. Incidentally, talking about Rufus, I was a very, very silly Emma. I was pushing Rufus into the garage, and I rubbed the muffler against one of the back turn signals of the Harley, and put a dent in the muffler.
Oh,
However, I was crushed. I found a new one
Really?
in Athens.
Greece
Greece or Georgia? Yeah.
Greece.
Oh, wow.
Get
And
out.
I'm getting, and it should be arriving tomorrow.
How long after?
Wow.
Just right away, you're like, I'm getting a new muffler.
Well, the thing
That
is,
bike is pristine.
well, I like to keep on top of it. And, something is like, oh, it's got a dent in the muffler. Well, now you don't care about the scratch in the fairing. Now you don't care. So anything, if I can afford it, and God, it was expensive.
I bet it was.
But it's coming DHL.
It probably weighs 15 pounds.
Yes, it's coming from DHL. If you work for DHL, I apologize for the next statement. I hope they can find my house. Yeah, there's a joke in England. It's like it's some guy. He's I think it was something about his girlfriend and her boyfriend wanting to beat him up, and he said, "Well, I know I'm safe because he's a DHL driver and he'll never be able to find me."
Oh, don't jinx your delivery.
No, I'm not going to. So I hope it arrives. But yeah, stock. There's a lot to be said for stock.
Yeah.
all the manufacturers, but the Japanese manufacturers in particular are extremely clever engineers. And it's a balance they make. And it's a balance they make between economy, reliability, noise. They've got all of these factors that affect the design. And yet, somehow, they come out with this just thrilling package. Mm-hmm. I tell you what I rode the other day. It ended up on my ramp for a full service. Z900.
One of the new ones?
Yeah.
Or an old one?
One of the new ones.
Like the retro-looking one?
Yes.
Oh, what color was the tank?
Caramel? It was, yes.
Like caramel orangey kind of?
Yeah, the orange and brown.
Beautiful. That runs like a sewing machine.
Oh, my.
It's an inline four,
Well,
right?
that's what I wanted to say.
Oh.
God, what a lovely bike. It was just absolute darling.
To ride.
It was a treat to ride.
Yeah.
You know, I was almost tempted to sell Rufus for it.
No, completely different bike, though.
But it's just,
I test rode in Vegas a few years back, right?
Oh, God,
and,
what
so surprised how easy and fun and smooth. If you're looking for like a retro-y bike, like to cruise around, it's great.
But it just took me back. What a lovely, absolutely darling thing it was to ride. It just takes your breath away.
Yeah. And I do love the paint jobs, like almost a candy orange.
Well, no, it's direct copy of the original Z1s from 73. And incidentally, there were 4 people back in 73 who were doing the paint jobs on those Z1s. There were 4 different paint shops in Tokyo that were doing.
Really?
And they're all recognized by the Z1 Owners Club, and they're all just that little bit different.
How interesting.
Yeah, and it depended on which paint shop it went to.
God, all about the paint, because wasn't that when they were dipping those Honda paints, the Dragon?
Oh, God, the Dragons, yeah. Yes, yeah, and that was right around the same time.
Early, mid-70s?
Yeah, early 70s. It was a wild time.
It was a wild time.
It was a wild time. You look like you're ready to... well, you point... What? Who?
Yo tengo una más.
Jim has another one.
Yeah, go on,
I
Jim.
translated that from the Spanish.
Escuche. All right. First,
Sí.
¿Cómo? Let's see. This is from Dan. Hey, Dan.
Dan O.
Yes, new contact form message for motorcycle. I guess that's the thing. Okay, message. First, love the show and feel like a distant misfit. Right on. In a recent podcast, Miss Emma, he believes, disparaged crimp connectors. Ooh, we were talking about that with your wiring harness today.
Yes.
Crimp connectors... blah, blah, blah. Because under vibration, they can fail.
Yes, they can.
What is the best proper electrical connector for motorcycles? I've been using self-soldering butt type.
Well, I like those.
Oh, those are the ones you kind of with a lighter little heat gun and melt. Those are kind of cool.
No, those are great.
Connectors, and wondering if I made an error. What would Miss Emma do? Thank you for helping all of us out. Dan.
Oh, I think I'd sit in the corner and have a little cry. I think that's exactly what or a piece of crumbly cake.
And eat some Mexican jelly gummy bears.
Yes, I'd have a nice cup
Gummy
of tea.
frogs.
I'd have a nice cup of tea and some crumb cake. No. Crimp connectors are definitely getting better, and there's ways and means of doing crimp connectors. But crimp connectors are always subject to vibration, subject to moisture, and subject to failure. I like those. It's like a tube.
I've used them, yeah.
It's a plastic tube with solder inside, and you kind of butt the wires in, and you heat the thing up, and the solder melts, and it all becomes one. Listen,
neat.
Anything involving solder, or as we say in England, solder. Anything involving solder is okay with me, because it's a proper connection. The moisture can't get in. The solder is chemically, I tell you, attached to the copper wire or the aluminium wire, and it forms one piece. And there's very, very little chance, as long as you do a proper soldered connection, you don't want the dreaded dry joint. And a dry joint is not something you do in the hookah house.
Well, I mean, do you use the little grease, the little electrical grease for those?
Oh, I like those, yeah. No, I like those.
Idea.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. You know what? I'm in so much trouble because Liza always says, turn the ringer down on your phone, and here am I. I'm phoning.
Is it Liza?
No, I think it's probably my brother. Yeah, it is.
Cheers.
No, I'm gonna swipe up to decline. I know what, he's in a hotel. So,
But I tell you, those connectors he described with the solder in them already.
No, they're brilliant.
They seem to work pretty good. They're easy to use.
Yes.
Huh.
No, they're absolutely superb. So, no, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing, Dan. You know. And if you ever doubt yourself, just sit in the corner, have a nice cup of tea and a little cry and a piece of crumbly cake, and you'll feel a lot better.
I got
Johnny!
one last one. Everybody done now? This is
Come on, spit it. John, what's the matter with you? Cat got your tongue?
This is Dustin from beautiful British Columbia, Canada.
It is beautiful.
Miss Emma.
Hello, darling.
Okay, I'm expecting you to come in here, Jim.
Okay.
Miss Emma, tell me why.
Tell me why.
Oh, that was bad. The street triple gets so much love and the speed triple is mostly forgotten. I'm always hearing about how great the street triple is for a street and track bike, but nobody's talking about the big triple. More power, more better. And
No.
P.S. My up-to-butt bike is the Wheelie Happy Super Duke 1290.
We call those super dukes.
I saw one of those today, as a matter of fact, when I was
saw
walking
one
down here.
I shall tell you why. Street triple, nimble, willing, fast. Speed triple is a big old bruiser. You're talking about 575 cc's versus 1050 cc's. Now, how can 575 cc's be
575 or 675?
675, forgive me. How can 675 or 765, if you're talking about the new one, be better than 1050? Well, it's not necessarily better, but it's a different experience. It's like comparing a Kawasaki 636 with a ZX14. One's a big old bruiser that's capable of going very, very fast, and one's a smaller, more agile little scrapper that's capable of going very, very fast. I don't want to alienate Triumph owners here, because I know there are a lot of people who listen to this show who love those big triples, and I'm one of them. Because it's one of the greatest engines in motorcycling.
My 800 engine is tremendous.
Well, that 800 engine has got far more in common with the 675 and the 765 than the big ones, the 1050s.
Yep.
But those 1050s, oh my God, those things are just torque off the charts, power off the charts, just a monster. But therein lies the problem. It is a monster. Whereas, you know, the 675, it's cute and it's nice and you can ride it quick.
What are they like in the Tigers? Do they detune them a little bit for the adventure ride?
A little. Oh, for the Exploder, for the big ones.
Yeah.
No.
They don't detune them.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, they're big power bikes. And of course they're 1200s and, you know, yeah, no, they're monsters. And it really is... It really boils down to that. And don't forget, the street triple is a much younger engine. The speed triple dates back. I mean, if you ignore the starter modification, because they moved the starter clutch. On the original ones, the starter clutch lived above the transmission. And if the starter clutch went out, you had to split the cases to replace the starter clutch. And it was quite a common job. So they moved it to the outside, and that was a big mod. If you ignore that engine, you can date back to the mid-90s. So it's really a 30-year-old engine. Whereas the street triple, much younger engine, is dating back to the early 2000s. So, yeah. It's just more, you know, it's horses for courses. There are some people who would only ride a big block Triumph, and there are other people who are like, the big blocks are just too brutal. You know, exactly. You know, so there you have it.
There you have it. We're caught up on
they're both great bikes. So I mean, look, you've been listening to this nonsense for an hour and a half.
Tra-la-la.
Yeah.
And the good news is this is going to be the last podcast in the foreseeable future that's going to have an absence of Liza. You know, I'm looking at this computer screen, and there's Liza's smiling face. Look at that.
Good hair.
Yeah, no, Liza's got great hair.
Well, she should be back with stories galore, that's for sure. So
No
looking forward
doubt.
to all the...
Absolutely.
However,
looking forward to that.
Bagel, we are going to revisit this thing about the Honda Passport and Cub, because it is a story worth telling, and there's only one person who's capable of telling it, and it's you.
No, thank you.
You know,
Yes,
so
I
hopefully
definitely
we
want
will
to.
have a restored internet connection. Do you want me to have words with the authorities in Oregon?
Well, I don't.
I think it's on our side.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you want me to see the manager?
Yes.
I can go full Karen.
There you go.
Talked about that bang bong computer.
Bang bong.
7-year-old bang bong computer.
Yes, no, I think Liza
I'm
actually...
teasing, Liza. I'm
Yes.
teasing.
No, I think Liza bought the computer from Banggood.
Oh no.
She got it on Alibaba.
Yeah. God.
It's a knockoff of a knockoff.
It is. It's a knockoff. Oh, God.
We're kidding. She gets so mad when I give her a hard time about that.
Yeah, she doesn't like that very
it's
much.
a,
No.
It's a Neepner computer.
A Nipna. Yeah, comrade. Nipna. So, thank you all for bearing with us while Liza's away. You know, it always feels a little like a captainless ship when she's gone, but, you know, we hold things
I think
together.
you captained very well.
Well, thank you, darling.
I do.
No, I try. I mean, you know, it's with the exception of Jim, you know, I've been coming here one of the longest now, I think. I mean, Doug...
You have logged more hours here, I would say.
Yeah, I was
After-
going to say, I
after
mean,
Liza,
Doug goes
you-
back to the very beginning, but he kind of has gone away a few times. But, you know, you've really got to put the hours in. I mean, running the garage and doing the podcast.
It's a long day.
It's a long day, and you have to put the hours in. You really do. It is a commitment. You know, but I'm
Yeah.
happy to do it.
Yeah, I never failed it. I'm just amazed by the work that Liza does. It's just amazing. I mean, yeah, after doing this for 3 weeks, I'm like, I don't know how she keeps up with it all.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Well, she finds time somehow.
And we got December fastly approaching.
Yeah, the 500.
500 Club.
Yes. Oh, it's going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
So, I think that's it. Once again, thank you all. I would like to say thank you for everyone who listens to our humble podcast. And as always, a particular thank to our Patreon subscribers.
Best
who-
people in the world.
Oh, by far. They're up on that pedestal watching the rest of the world go by. But, I mean, it's quite simple. No Patreon subscribers, no Misfits.
Yep.
And potentially no Recycle Garage. So you really go... Even if you think, well, it's only $5 a month or whatever, oh, believe me, you make a huge difference. So thank you from the heart of my bottom. Sorry, bottom of my heart. And anything you would like to add, Bagel?
And he just froze again.
And he just froze again. So,
Right on cue.
Thank you, everybody.
no,
Oh, we got you. Heard that one.
I think on that note, Bagel, ensure you have a good breakfast next time. I'm very worried about your nutrition. This is Emma saying good night.
Stumpy John.
Thank you, Jim.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Oh,
cool.
goodness.
It's